Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all grinding well in Warframe. And speaking of grinding well, I've been extremely busy with Profit Taker runs, and I've been experimenting with lots of builds and weapons, with and without ribbons, you know, stuff like that. I've been trying to improve on my solo runs, and the best I could do was 5 minutes and 57 seconds from elevator and back. I'm still improving, and if you guys can actually kill this spider much faster, then please let me know in the comments below. If you're kind enough to share your builds as well, that would probably help out many other players who are struggling to fathom how this boss fight can even be done in solo mode. So anyway, I initially hit a wall of 11 minutes in my Profit Taker solo runs. With a Tiger's Prime and a Catch Moon kit gun, I covered 8 out of the 13 damage types, which ain't too bad, right? Like a lot of people would advise, I just used my melee for crowd control and for keeping the alert levels to a minimum. You guys know how OP my polearm Zaw is. At least that's what I keep telling myself all the freaking damn time. Anyways, it was doing a great job at managing the overpowered Fortuna enemies, and sometimes I'd even go for the orb's legs. I now realize how that strategy was far from the best. I mean, if you're still fighting the orb while using the melee purely for crowd control, then no offense, I mean, it works fine, but just takes a whole lot longer. About twice as long than if you used what you're about to learn in this video. Nowadays, I can comfortably do low 6-minute runs and at worst, a mid to high 7-minute run. That's usually the game's fault for not spawning enough arc gun crewmen, those Fluctus idiots who drop the arc gun heavy ammo. So how am I able to cut down 5 minutes and potentially even more from my PT runs? It's literally with one item, one arcane to be exact, and that is Exodia Contagion. Now, if you haven't heard of it, it's an infested arcane that you can purchase the blueprint for during Operation Plague Star. So what does Exodia Contagion do? Well, boys and girls, this arcane is kind of exclusive to Zaws when equipped on a Zaw performing air melee strikes, which can be done by double jumping or bullet jumping and holding the zoom button while striking. Cause this is how it works post Melee 3.0 phase 1. A little tricky, but it's a little easier to prevent mistakes now. So anyway, by performing an air melee, your weapon will launch an infested projectile, which when the arcane is at max rank, if that projectile manages to travel over 30 meters before it hits an enemy, it will deal 400% more damage, which is, well, it is OP. No kidding, I've seen numbers go up to well over 600,000. Even at the lowest end of numbers, you'll be dealing way too much damage for pretty much any frame to tank. It's insane, and it's also the reason why not a whole lot of players use it actually, because it's tricky to manage and in a lot of missions it's kinda impractical. But for the Profit Taker, I'd say it is a must, because it essentially turns your melee into a projectile weapon that deals massive amounts of damage. You can have up to 3 elementals when you're using an infested Zaw like this here green stick I got. It's a Plague Kiwar with a ribbon that's okay, I guess. Nothing amazing, but it gets the job done fantastically well. I saved 3 minutes pretty much instantly on my first try with this arcane on. And after a bit more practice, I can, like I said, comfortably do low 6-minute runs. My bottleneck right now actually lies with the operator's void dash speed. Taking down all those pylons easily kills 2 to 3 minutes for me, so there's still a good chunk of time to save. Now, I can't just recommend you go out and get this thing, because right now this arcane can only be acquired through trading. A maxed rank Exodia Contagion runs for about 300 to 500 plats. If you're willing to pay closer to 400, then I'm pretty sure you could get one even today pretty quickly. Don't pay anything more than 500 plats, my dudes. But of course, that may be out of reach for some players, in which case, don't worry, you can still solo the Profit Taker fairly quickly. I just have to finish that guide for you guys. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos, or feel free to visit the channel homepage, check out some of the videos, and then decide. Would love to see you guys back here. What's the best time you've managed, whether that's a solo run or a pub match? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.